This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connected to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow. Your happiness will be connected to flow.
This is the Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, September 10. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Quick action by fire officials averted a major disaster at the government complex in Warrens this afternoon. The fire occurred in the east wing of the building, which houses several departments, including the Ministry of Labour, the Department of Customs, and the HIV/AIDS Commission. 2 employees of the building recounted the incident.
We were on the second floor in the balcony, and we happened to look out, and there was a lady downstairs motioning to us and shouting something, and we couldn't understand what she was saying. So then suddenly we realized she's saying fire. So we stepped out on the balcony completely and looked around and realized that there was actually fire coming from the building. We could see the actual fire and the smoke. So with that, then we started our emergency procedures within the office of itself to make sure that everybody was accounted for, and we just started spreading the word throughout the building. So there was no alarm that went off in the building or anything of the sort. It just was that word of mouth spread, and people started coming out of the building and trying to do a head count for each section.
It was pretty simple, but as soon as my officers came and said that there was a fire, we have a procedure in our office, so we know what we have to do. We have to do our head count and we have to get out. So we just followed our procedure, but we didn't hear any general warning or anything like that. We just, because we heard there was a fire coming, and we just followed our own procedure. I don't know if there was anybody following a general procedure, because there wasn't a general warning. So I think everybody just did what they knew that they had to do to get help.
2 fire tenders, a water tank, a combined ladder platform, 11 firemen, the deputy fire chief, and a divisional officer responded to the call at 3:35 p.m. under the command of Acting Chief Fire Officer Errol Maynard.
Well, the damage was confined mainly to the bathroom. We had the complete bathroom is discolored by soot. There's some radiated heat to the urinals and the toilets, and the ceiling is damaged. The extractor fan is completely destroyed.
How long it took to extinguish it, yes?
After the officers got into the building, it took just about a minute or two to extinguish it, because it was confining into the bathroom, so that was easy to extinguish.
Social Care Minister Steve Blackett was on the scene, as well as Housing Minister Dennis Kelman, who is in charge of the building.
The fire was confined to the male bathroom. When I went next door to the lunchroom, I observed that there was no damage to that particular room. So what I saw was a damage to the male bathroom and some water damage. I'm happy that all the employees are safe, because based on when I went through the building, if anyone would have been trapped, they would have to be trapped in that particular room, and it wasn't so. So I want to thank the staff, one, for the stress they would have gone through, because no one wants to be in a building when something like that occurs. And I'm happy that everybody has been accounted for, and there was no need to panic in any serious way, and that it was only confined to a minor, less than 1% of the building.
Workers at security firm G4S Security Services have been put on standby for possible industrial action. General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, says at issue is the company's plans to issue staff with option forms over a proposed pay cut. Shop stewards of the security firm met this morning at the BWU's Harmony Hall, St. Michael headquarters to formulate a strategy that would prepare workers to take the necessary industrial action. Moore told reporters the proposal to cut pay was rejected during recent negotiations, and instead the union is willing to accept a 2-year wage freeze.
This morning we are in a strategic exercise with the officers of G4S, with their representatives largely, so that we can determine what response would be necessary from us if the company indeed insists on the course that it has indicated that it would take.
The BWU is also fighting the company over a decision to hire stewards to perform security duties and pay them less than security officers. 31 entertainment groups are coming together to assist storm-ravaged Dominica. They will be performing under the name Barbados Cares. Their activities include a cooler fest, a cooler fete at Copacabana, a cooler cruise on board the Jolly Roger, and a fun walk, run and ride. The entertainers have also opened a bank account at the Royal Bank of Canada, account number 5306311. And promoter Craig Gunn Monroe is urging all Barbadians to support the venture.
Our initial intention was to raise funds for a specific project, such as rebuilding a school, a health centre, or some other critical community infrastructural project. We've been constantly discussing with disaster and government officials on the ground in Dominica, and so far they're still carrying out the assessments of who needs what. So it's a little too early to identify all of the projects or a major project that we want to support. But we are going to continue to work with them over the next couple of weeks to pinpoint exactly who we will be supporting and in what way.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, residents of Bermuda are keeping a close eye on Henry, the 8th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. The disorganized system is currently about 200 miles east of the island and is moving northward near 9 miles per hour. Forecasters predict the storm could strengthen if wind shear lessens. While Henry poses no threat to Bermuda, aside from a few showers, authorities have advised residents to be on their guard. A combined total of 418 years. That's the sentence handed down to a Trinidadian family after they were found guilty of grand larceny. The family, a father, mother, and a daughter, were sentenced yesterday in the U.S. for conning 19 Caribbean immigrants out of more than $1.8 million. According to prosecutors, Shane Ramsundar told immigrants he could get their names off terror watch lists, prevent their deportation by getting them green cards, as well as get them cheap housing. He received the maximum 235-year sentence, while his 48-year-old wife was sentenced to 153 years. Their 23-year-old daughter was given a 30-year sentence. Further afield, Northern Ireland's First Minister steps down and several others are expected to resign as a result of the political crisis at Stormont. Peter Robinson stepped aside after the DUP failed to get enough support to adjourn the Assembly. Northern Ireland's Secretary Theresa Villiers says she would not suspend the Assembly despite the DUP resignations. The crisis was sparked by the murder of ex-IRA man Kevin McGuigan last month.
In light of the decision by Republicans, Nationalists and the Ulster Unionist Party to continue with business as usual in the Assembly, I am therefore standing aside as First Minister, and other DUP ministers will resign with immediate effect.
And that's the news. For more, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. Also, we're on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good evening.